example will be probably retail.
Same game.
Probably retail.
Very smart.
So you start to buy over shop space. Where people are throwing shop space like nobody business, you start to go and buy shop space, and then hoping that means you buy at below market value. Not hope, because you have done some research and you know that eventually another type of business is going to come up and start to make demand on retail space, and you can sell to them and then become profitable. So contrarian is this kind of principle, right? As for what kind of research they do behind the scene, let's look at rotation strategy first. Alright, next slide, then I will explain contrarian. Now,
Thank you, dear.
timing the market strategy basically is that you predict, okay, can buy again, when can I buy this again? Now, I only show you residential private property index. Now, but for retail property, you have the same index.
Pull when you open.
Same for industrial and all that. But it's just that because we are more familiar with residential, so I only show you the past 25 years residential private property price index. But there are many other price indexes for the many other property sector. Now, so you may study one of the price movement, all right, and then you predict that. Now, I think either the supply is going to drop drastically, or whatever research that you have done, you think that the demand is going to come up. So then you start to act, right? You start to act like, for example, like private homes. Private homes, I think it's very quiet right now. Actually, no need to be on the ground to know that it is quiet. Because why? Because the transaction volume across the board has dropped more than 30%. Whether is it the new home, new launch, whether it's landed property actually dropped more than 60%, or whether it's resale condo has actually dropped also more than 30%. So the business volume has actually come down by a lot. All right, but it will come to a point where it will rebound, right? Okay, so now timing the market means now when the prices start to go down, then you don't buy first. So you now forecast how many quarters, right, the price will soften before it bounce back. So timing the market basically, all right, study whether it is excessive supply. They look at near term, right, 3 to 5 years kind of supply, and then they say when we should start to act. Now, so what's the difference between the two? Now, just now we mentioned contrarian. Now, in fact, contrarian actually do more studies, They will then study things like, okay, rise of automation. Now, rise of automation, then what kind of facilities they will need? For example, right, automation, robotics, they are the same, right? Okay, rise of online purchases. Then, okay, what kind of property they don't want? The market don't want. What kind of property will then become more in demand? And what kind of disruptive technologies are coming into Singapore? So people spot trend, and then they do research on this, and then they start to see, okay, who actually are caught in the crack. That means what? Oh, they start to come down, but a new development may push it up. Okay, so that is contrarian. So it doesn't mean that they are doing it blindly. They actually conduct studies. All right. Now, as for timing the market, basically they just look at the current supply and demand. All right. Okay. Growth investing. Now, when it comes to this point, I think I have to start to explain one fact is that the principles behind all these investment strategies, they are complementing each other. So meaning it may look like I'm showing one strategy after another strategy and all that, but most of the time you will be using a combination of 2 to 3 at the same time. 2 to 3 at the same time. For example, you look at growth area, all right, and then you see that certain properties in the growth area are not performing well. So therefore, it's a growth strategy as well as a contrarian approach. All right, they say that, hey, how come people are not buying? How come people are not buying these old apartments here? Let's say later we talk about Paya Lebar airspace. So the common wisdom is that the plot ratio will increase when the airfield is removed to Changi. So then there will be a lot of opportunities for a lot of older apartment block to have a renewed or a new building height. And let's say you say, hey, how about the prices there are very weak? So you can start to invest there. Because very soon, all right, I think next master plan is 2024. I think 2027 or 2032, I'm very sure plot ratio will go up. All right, okay. Now, so we can combine these two together. Okay, now let's now look at growth investing. I think we have already reached the hour mark. 9:30 we start 10:30. All right, so we have another hour for the rest. I think I should be able to finish within an hour, and then I'll answer some questions. Today being Saturday, so I hope there are not many questions. All right, number one, invest in growth area identified by the government, of course, by the